Elena Vargas had always believed that love was measured in the quiet acts of giving. At 68, with silver streaks, weaving through her once jet black, hair like threads of wisdom earned the hard way, she carried the weight of a lifetime's sacrifices on her shoulders. Born in a small village in Mexico, she had crossed the border as a young woman, chasing the American dream for her family. She worked as a school teacher in Los Angeles for 42 years, molding young minds while raising her own daughter, Sofia, single-handedly after her husband, Raul, died in a construction accident when Sofia was just 10. Raul's death left Elena with a modest life insurance payout, a paid-off bungalow in Echo Park, and a pension that kept the lights on. But more than money, it left her with a hollow ache, a fear of loneliness that she filled by pouring everything into Sofia. Mi hija, she would say. You are my world. And Sofia, with her bright eyes and ambitious spirit, grew up knowing that her mother's love was a bottomless well. It started small, 8 years ago, just after Elena retired. Sofia and her husband, Miguel, a mid-level manager at a tech firm, came over for Sunday dinner. The aroma of Elena's homemade mole sauce filled the air, mingling with the laughter of her grandchildren, little Ana, then 5, and Diego, 7. As they ate, Sofia leaned in, her manicured nails tapping the table nervously. "Mama, we need a favor," she said, her voice soft like velvet. "Miguel's job is shaky with the layoffs, and Anna's preschool tuition is due. It's just $5,000. We'll pay you back as soon as things stabilize." Elena's heart clenched. She remembered her own struggles, working double shifts to afford Sofia's dance lessons. How could she say no? Of course, mija. Family helps family. She transferred the money the next day, watching her savings dip, but feeling a warm glow of purpose. They didn't pay her back. Instead, the requests snowballed. A year later, it was $8,000 for Miguel's business certification that promised a promotion. Then $12,000 for a new car because Sofia's old one wasn't safe for the kids. Elena justified it each time. They're building a life. I'm helping my grandbabies. She ignored the signs, the designer bags Sofia carried during visits, the photos on Facebook of weekend getaways to Palm Springs. They're just treating themselves occasionally, Elena told herself. They deserve it. Over the years, the total crept up. $3,000 for Diego's soccer camp, $7,000 for home repairs that Elena never saw evidence of, $15,000 toward Sofia's dream kitchen remodel. Elena kept a mental tally but never wrote it down, afraid of what the numbers might say. She dipped into her pension, sold some of Raul's old tools, even took a part-time job tutoring to replenish her account. All the while, Sofia's visits grew shorter, the hugs quicker, the conversations laced with subtle digs. "Oh, Mama, you should update your wardrobe," Sofia said once, eyeing Elena's faded blouse. "We could take you shopping if we had." The extra cash. The implication hung in the air. Give more, and maybe we'll include you more. Elena swallowed her pride. She lived for the moments with Ana and Diego, their sticky hugs, their drawings pinned to her fridge. But even those were rationed. "We're so busy, Mama," Sofia would text. "Next weekend, promise." Promises that often dissolved like sugar in rain. The breaking point came on a sweltering August afternoon in 2025. Elena, now 68, sat in her sunlit kitchen, sipping chamomile tea to calm her nerves. Her phone buzzed with a text from Sofia. "Mama, bad news. We had to cancel the family reunion trip to Hawaii. Money's tight with Miguel's hours cut. We'll reschedule soon. Love you." Elena's chest tightened. She had heard about the trip months ago, Sofia mentioning it casually during a rare visit. "It'll be magical, Mama. Beaches, luau's. The kids' first time seeing the ocean like that." Elena had even offered to chip in. But Sofia waved it off. "No need, we're good." Now this cancellation. Elena felt a pang of disappointment but texted back. "I understand, mija. Let me know if I can help." She spent the next 2 weeks alone, tending her garden, watching telenovelas, and scrolling through social media for glimpses of her family. That's when she saw it. Logging into Instagram, an app she rarely used but kept for the grandkids. Photos, She stumbled on Sophia's profile. A new post. Timestamped that day. A carousel of images from a pristine Hawaiian beach. Sophia in a flowing sundress, Miguel with a lei around his neck, Anna and Diego building sandcastles. The caption, "Paradise with my everything. Family goals to Hawaii dreams." Elena's world tilted. She swiped through the photos, luau's with fire dancers, snorkeling adventures, a family selfie at sunset, everyone glowing, happy. Everyone but her. No mention of cancellation, no invitation extended. They had gone without her, lied about it, and flaunted it online. Her hands shook as she zoomed in. The resort looked luxurious. Oceanfront villas, infinity pools. A quick Google search confirmed. Easily $20,000 for a week for 4. Money they claim not to have. Elena's mind raced back to the last request. Just 3 months ago, $10,000. For emergency medical bills for Anna's allergy treatments. She had wired it immediately, skipping her own doctor's visit to afford it. Tears blurred her vision, but anger burned hotter. How could they? After everything? She didn't call, didn't text. Instead, she sat in silence, letting the betrayal sink in like ink on paper. That night, she finally tallied it up on a yellow notepad. $7,450 over 8 years. Her life savings evaporated into their luxuries. The next morning, her neighbor Rosa, a feisty, 65-year-old widow who ran a local bakery, knocked on the door with fresh conchas. "Elena, you look like you've seen a ghost." "What's wrong?" Over coffee, Elena poured it out. The lies, the money, the exclusion. Rosa listened, her eyes narrowing. "Mija, you're not a mother. You're an ATM. And ATMs don't get hugs. They get withdrawals. When's the last time they gave back?" The question haunted Elena. She thought of Raul, how he had worked himself to death for them. Is this what love costs? My soul? Weeks passed in a haze. Sophia and Miguel returned from Hawaii, tanned and oblivious. No calls to check on her. Then, inevitably, the text came. "Mama, urgent. Diego needs braces. $7,000. Insurance won't cover. Pay you back next paycheck, please." Elena's fingers hovered over the keyboard. Old habits screamed to say yes, but a new voice, stronger, fiercer, whispered no. She typed, "Ask Miguel's family. Send." The response was immediate. Calls flooded in, Sophia, Miguel, even Anna's small voice on voicemail. "Abuela, why are you mad?" Elena didn't answer. She deleted the messages, her heart aching but resolute. That afternoon, she marched to the bank. The teller, a young man named Carlos, raised an eyebrow at her request to close. The joint account she shared with Sophia. "Are you sure, Señora Vargas? It's linked to family transfers." "Very sure," Elena said, her voice steady. "It's time I bank on myself." With the account closed and cards canceled, Elena felt a weight lift. But freedom came with fear. Nights were long, filled with doubts. Am I too harsh? Will I lose them forever? Rosa became her anchor, dragging her to salsa classes at the community center. "Dance it out, Elena. Life's too short to mope." One evening, after class, Elena confided in a new friend, Maria, another widow. "My daughter treats me like I'm invisible unless she needs cash." Maria nodded. "Mine too. I funded her wedding, her house down payment. Then she moved across the country and forgot my birthday. But you know what? I booked a cruise solo last year. Best decision ever." Inspired, Elena opened her laptop that night. Her savings, though depleted, had a sliver left, enough for something bold. She searched solo travel for seniors and landed on a tour to Spain, Madrid, Barcelona, Seville. 10 days of flamenco, paella, and history. $4,200. Her finger hovered over book now. Selfish? No, necessary. She clicked. The confirmation email arrived like a promise. Preparations consumed her. She bought a vibrant red dress, something Raul would have loved, and comfortable walking shoes. Rosa helped pack, stuffing the suitcase with sunscreen and dreams. "You're reclaiming your fire, Elena." The day before departure, Sophia showed up unannounced, banging on the door. "Mama, open up! This is ridiculous." Elena let her in, but stood firm in the living room. Sophia's face was flushed. Her designer purse slung over her shoulder, a purse Elena's money likely bought. "How could you close the account?" "We're family." Diego's braces. "Family?" Elena interrupted, her voice calm but edged. "Family doesn't lie about trips to paradise while draining my savings." "Family doesn't exclude the woman who raised you," Sophia faltered. "It was Miguel's idea. He said you'd be tired from the flight. We were going to surprise you with photos." "Surprise?" Elena laughed bitterly. "The surprise was seeing you all there without me. After $72,000, Sophia, I calculated it." Sophia's eyes widened. That's for the kids. For our future. You always said you'd help. Help, not sustain. You've been living a lie on my dime. No more." Sophia's tears came then. Crocodile or genuine, Elena couldn't tell. "You'll regret this. You'll be alone." "I've been alone," Elena replied. "Surrounded by takers. Now go. I have a plane to catch." Sophia left in a huff, slamming the door. Elena exhaled, feeling the echo of her words reverberate. Power. It tasted like freedom. The flight to Madrid was Elena's first in decades. She sat by the window, watching clouds drift like forgotten worries. In Spain, the tour group welcomed her, a mix of retirees from around the world. Their guide, Pablo, a charismatic man in his 50s, led them through cobblestone streets. In Madrid, Elena wandered the Prado Museum, losing herself in Goya's paintings. The dark, swirling emotions mirrored her own turmoil, but the light in Velázquez's works whispered hope. At lunch, she tried tapas for the first time, bold flavors exploding on her tongue. "This is living," she murmured. Barcelona brought Gaudi's Sagrada Familia, its spires reaching like aspirations long buried. Climbing the towers, Elena's legs ached, but her spirit soared. A fellow traveler, an Australian woman named Claire, struck up a conversation. "First solo trip?" "Yes," Elena admitted. "After years of giving to my family, I realized I forgot myself." Claire smiled. "I left my ungrateful sons behind. Best gift I ever gave me." They bonded over sangria that night, sharing stories of betrayal and rebirth. Elena opened up about Sophia, the lies, the money, the cruise photos that shattered her illusion. "You're brave," Claire said. "Most stay trapped in the cycle." Seville was magic. Flamenco shows where dancers stomped out passion, echoing Elena's awakening rage. She joined a class, her hips swaying awkwardly at first. Then with growing confidence, the rhythm pulsed through her, shaking loose years of restraint. One evening, by the Guadalquivir River, Elena sat alone with a journal Rosa had gifted her. She wrote, "Love isn't a debt. It's a choice. I choose me now." Tears fell, cleansing. Back home, messages waited, accusations from Sophia, pleas from Miguel, but also one from Diego. "Abuela, I miss you. Mom and Dad are fighting a lot. I know they hurt you. Can I visit?" Elena's heart softened. She replied, "Yes, mijo. Just you." Diego came the next week, bearing homemade cookies. I helped bake them. Over tea, he confessed, "They always said you were happy to help. But I saw the Hawaii pics and knew it was wrong." They talked for hours, real talk, not transactions. It was the start of something new. Months passed. Sophia's calls dwindled, but envelopes arrived. $500 here, $1,000 there. Repayment, a note said. Elena cashed them, rebuilding her nest egg. She joined a book club, volunteered at the school, even dated a kind widower named Javier. 1 year later, at 69, Elena stood in her garden, blooming brighter than ever. Sophia visited tentatively. "Mama, we've been in therapy. We messed up. Can we try again?" Elena hugged her but held firm. "On my terms, no more taking, only giving back." The cost of love, Elena had paid dearly, but in the echoes of her sacrifice, she found a richer currency, self-worth, and that was priceless.